Hey everyone, it's Travis. I'm here for my January wrap up and February TBR. So let's just get right into it. So, in the month of January, I read 9 books, which is probably the most I've read in a month in a long, long time. And it's very surprising because I was very busy, I was sick, so I did good. 4 of them were ebooks and 5 of them were physical copies. And the ratings range from 3 stars to 5 stars. So let's get started. Right, first book I read was The Marvelous Adventures of Gwendolyn Gray by B.A. Williamson. NetGalley sent this book to me to review, and it was okay. It was a middle grade, which that's not saying anything. I love middle grade, but it was just an okay book. I honestly don't remember much about it, so that tells you that it was just okay. And I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. Second book I read, which was not very disappointing, but it was pretty disappointing. It was a graphic novel, and that is the Wings of Fire series by Tui T. Sutherland. This is my favorite middle grade series. I've talked about it all the time. They put it into a graphic novel. The artwork is pretty. It's not exactly the artwork I was expecting, but I also feel like you need to read the books. If you are just starting the series, do not skip out just with the graphic novel because you will not get as much information. The story will sometimes just not make sense. I don't know. I felt myself not liking this that much, and I'm a diehard fan. I'm still going to get the other ones when they come out to see if it gets better, but I don't ended up giving this a 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, next book I read was Raylio, which is book 2 in the Akarne series. This is by Lynette Noni, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I have fallen in love with this series. I love this series so much. It's about a girl who gets sent to this like magical world, and well, they don't claim it's magic, but it is. It's magic. And she just gets in a bunch of, mischief and everything, and this is the second book, so I can't really go into much details of what happens, but I'll link my full review on this and all the other books I'm talking about below, and you can check that out if you have read it, and if not, I will link the review for Akarne down there as well. And then I read Dracora, which is the third book in the Midoran series, or Chronicles, I guess it's called, but it's the Akarne series. That's what I call it. And I also gave this one, no, actually, I did not also give this one a 5 stars. I gave this a 4 stars. It was still amazing, but it was just not as good because they took away some of my favorite characters. And not like killed them, but it doesn't focus that much on them. It focuses on other people. And it's just not as much as what I was expecting, but it was still good. Then I read Leatherback Blues by Karen Hood Caddy. This was also a middle grade. I did a review with NetGalley for this, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. And it is also middle grade, and I'm seeing that the middle grade I get from NetGalley is not up to par to what I want with middle grade so far, so it's kind of scaring me. But this one was good. As an environmentalist, I enjoyed it because it has to involve with a little girl and her family who run a animal rescue, and then they get called down to that's what I thought, San Jose, where they go and help this guy make a sea turtle sanctuary. And while they're there, they get into some interesting things, and it was alright. I just felt like it strayed a little bit too far from where the message should be, and went into like this weird subplot at the end, and I'm just like, that wasn't really needed. It was just kind of weird. Next, I finally got to Dinotopia by James Gurney. I love this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Once again, I've showed y'all this book so many times, but the illustration in this book is on point. So it was a very enjoyable read. Very, very, very good. Alright, then I read The Diviners, and I did have a copy of this, but I gave it away along with the second book because I was highly underwhelmed with this book. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I was so mad because I hear everyone talking about this book all the time. When I started watching book 2, everyone was talking about this. Like, and people are still talking about this. Lord, it was boring. And I guess that's because I'm a horror snob, and, you know, I get a little glimpse of horror, and then all of a sudden it's just... And nothing, to me, really happened in this book. It was just, like, this the whole time, and then it was kind of like, Theta was the best part of this book to me. But she wasn't enough for me to continue the series, sorry. Then I read Giselles' Bucket List by Lauren Fern Watt. This book, like, I sent Caitlin and Rebecca a picture of me crying while reading this book, because obviously, dog, you can tell what's going to happen, and by the title you can tell what's happening. And I think it pretty much, let's see. Alright, I'm not going to tell you what exactly, you know, happens. I didn't know if it said it in the synopsis, but you can kind of glance. But yeah, this was very good. Give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Alright, and the last book I read this month, which a lot of people are surprised that it is a book, and a lot of people did not know that it was an actual thing, which is Revenge Wears Prada by Lauren Weisberger, that's probably how you say it. But, obviously, this is a sequel to Devil Wears Prada, which I love the first book. This one I ended up giving a 3 out of 5 stars because it was, don't get me wrong, it was enjoyable. I did enjoy it, but the biggest thing for me, this title. I don't know where this title plays in this book. I didn't see no revenge. I didn't see anything. And then Miranda Priestley is like barely in this. Like they put it on the back like, oh my god, Miranda. And then like even that, it says getting even never goes out of style. Like, I really don't. If someone read this and you know how all this correlates with the book, please tell me because I'm confused. That ends my January TBR. I also, in this video, want to show y'all my reading map. So pretty much all I visited this month was United States and Canada. And I know there's only like 7 up here, but 3 of my books took place in the same place. So we've got Ontario, Canada, Portland, Washington, Maine, you've got New York City, 2 of those, Nashville, Tennessee, and San Jose, Costa Rica. So there's all the places, and I do have one over here, but that's for this month. Alright, so for my February TBR, it's kind of hefty. I'm going to try. I just finished today Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is such a good book. Love this book. This is what I wish The Diviners was. This lives up to its hype. I enjoyed this a lot. And with that being said, I'm also going to be reading Days of Blood and Starlight and Dreams of Gods and Monsters. So, this one is a hefty little thing. This one's kind of hefty too, so. And I am currently reading the Dear Evan Hansen script, which I never got to see the play. I cannot find a bootleg play on YouTube. So, I listen to the soundtrack, but sometimes the music kind of confused me because I don't have any backstory. So I wanted to read this, and loving it so far. It's a fun experience so far. And then in our group, The Reading Frenzy, I am partnered with the lovely Kindle, and she has picked Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This one I'm concerned about. It's like 700 pages. So it should be fun. This one shouldn't take me long, but we shall see. Alright, and that's it for my February TBR. Like I said, it is large. I'm hoping I can get through it. A lot of big books. So, but I do want to show you something. I'm going to add a little tiny book haul to this. Queen of Hearts, Colleen Oakes. This is on clearance. It was like $3, so. Then I got Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. I have Truth Witch. I have not read it yet, but this was also like $3. And then the one full price book. I'm so happy I have this now. Oh my god. And that is The Alchemist of Loom by Elise Kova. So excited to read this. Alright, and as always, thank y'all for watching, and if you've read any of these books that I read in January, please let me know below what you thought. If you've read any of these that I'm going to read in February, let me know Once again, thank you for watching and happy reading. Bye.